What's up, everybody? Jaxxsin here, and today I want to talk about a little interview that Phil Spencer had with Gamasutra. Now, I'm going to have the link to the article down below. I suggest you go read it. I'm going to paraphrase here. Essentially, I want to get at this it's a very small part of what he was saying, but basically he was talking about things they were keeping in mind when they were developing the Xbox One X, Project Scorpio, whatever, the expansion pack to the Xbox One. Just like the PS4 Pro is an expansion pack to the PS4. I'm sorry, that's what they seem like to me. Looking at the hardware and stuff, I upgrade to a PC. I'm not gonna buy a new console every fucking 2-3 years because they decide, oh well, we can fucking optimize this by the degree, and fucking I don't know. Moving past that though, Phil Spencer said, like, one of the things he kept in mind is, as he looks at the Xbox games that are played nowadays, the ones that are the most played, he sees games like GTA 5, a game that's been out forever and that is like, the Take-Two can suck my dick. Their reason this video is delayed, sorry, but they're just like, you can't say that you own my fucking video because I used 30 seconds of a GTA 5 online trailer. I'm sorry, like, I'm expressing what, I'm talking about you in it. It's, and I just know I don't want to fight it. These things are such a pain in the ass. You got to throw it back to them. Basically, they can say, nope, fuck you, and send it back to you. And then the burden of proof, once again, is on you to prove that you're using 30 seconds of a goddamn trailer for, the purposes of critique, review, whatever. So moving past that, he says, like, GTA 5 gets played a lot. Destiny, look at Destiny. He says this is a game that 10-15 years people will still be playing like they do World of Warcraft. They always love to compare Destiny to World of Warcraft, which I find insane because the vanilla base version of World of Warcraft, which I didn't even play, I didn't come on until the tail end of Burning Crusade, but the base edition of World of Warcraft, I would say, has more content than Destiny 1, Destiny 2, and probably Destiny 3 will have. Because one was a complete game, one was not. All right, and that's the problem with what he's speaking about. Now, what he's saying is it's games as a service, right? He wants to, he sees that Black Ops 3 is being played a lot, but he also sees that Infinite Warfare is being played a lot, and he says that's great for Activision because Activision can, ecosystem, and they can, sell shit to people. Sure, it's really great for Activision. It's just not so great for games. Now, here's my main problem with games as a service, because games as a service, and he even mentions this, he says games on consoles are more like PC games and mobile games, okay? That's the key. I think he means more like mobile games. When he's talking about PC games, a lot of those games are free to play and are packed with content and get regular updates and free content so long as the life of the game continues to thrive through the player base of people opting into spending money, right? Everyone benefits. This is the key lie behind Destiny. All right, the key lie. This is a AAA title that promised to do what free-to-play titles do all the time, and they never fucking ever delivered on it. Ever. If you're gonna tell me some reskin strikes, them sending you into the same strike you've ran 100 different times, but starting you at point B and then moving you through C and then to A, as if it's some sort of fucking brilliant thing that they did, that's worth the billions they made, all right, across the board of the 3 years of Destiny 1. All right, whatever. I'll buy it, right? But you look at free-to-play games that are constantly delivering meaningful content like Warframe, new quests, new zones, new areas, not simply reskin bullshit, new Warframes, and all of these things can be, accrued just by playing the game. If you played Warframe as hard as some of these players play Destiny, like Phil Spencer plays Destiny, he says he's got like 600 hours in that game. That's why he brings it up. He has got like 600 hours in that game. Wow. You spent that 600 hours in Warframe, Phil, you would have spent not a dime, and you would have more shit than you had in Destiny 1, all right? Because there's an actual goal you can work towards in Warframe. There's no goal to work towards in Destiny. Your goal is to kill the boss and hope the slot machine favors you, right? That is the goal in Destiny. In Warframe, it's like, okay, I'm waiting for the loot. Then I got part A. Now I can get part B, part C. And I played Warframe probably a total of fucking less than 15 hours. All right? And I can already say that this free-to-play title is a better game. So when Phil is talking about free-to-play, or games as a service, he means more on the mobile side of things. Now let me explain what that means, at least in the case of Destiny. I would say Destiny is more closely tied to a mobile game than a free-to-play like PC game or a free-to-play any other game. Because mobile games, what they do is they have this tricky little way of taking an old idea, an old-ass game mechanic, reskinning it, and making billions, all right? I mean, Activision bought Candy Crush, the creators of Candy Crush, for what, like 5.9 billion or some shit? I might have that wrong. I'll have a screenshot come up. But either way, all I'm saying is this game's made billions, because the only way you're paying 5 point whatever billion is because that game is valued in the billions. Okay, and we know how Activision, they're not giving the most money they could, you know, they're trying to lowball people. Okay, so who knows in actuality if this game company, the King Games or whatever, the Candy Crush folks, if they had remained independent and not sold that to Activision, all right, who knows what would have happened. But there's a reason Activision bought that product, and there's a reason that Destiny resembles that product, okay? We're talking basic, simple gameplay mechanics. Start at point A, kill everything on your way to point B, maybe there's a little event, move to C, kill the final boss, end of mission, end of strike, end of raid, okay? That is Destiny's gameplay in a nutshell. It's very simple. Bullet sponge enemies. All of them are very choreographed and always do the same thing. If it's an enemy and you've played Destiny, you know what that enemy is doing. That's why in Destiny 2's beta, when I'm playing it, I'm just like, this is Destiny. Because those goddamn Cabal do nothing different. Even the ones with the swords, I just watch them and I'm like, that just looks like they gave it the fucking, you know, attacks from the bladed Fallen. It's just like they took that animation, put it under a Cabal skeleton, and he's just doing the same attack that they used to do. All right? Because that's the problem with games as a service. That's the problem with it. We're not always going to get games like The Witcher 3 that deliver a huge game out of the gate with DLC that you know they worked on after the game. Maybe not Hearts of Stone, but either way, Hearts of Stone was fucking huge. All right? Toussaint even bigger. These are meaningful content drops that could be considered a sequel if you go by Bungie and fucking Activision standards with Destiny. You know, Skellige could be considered a sequel if you go by Activision Bungie standards, right? And that's the problem with games as a service, is it tells companies like CDPR with The Witcher 3, you're fucking stupid. Why would you fucking not cut it at Velen, make it so the story had a cliffhanger at Velen, and then have a day one expansion pass selling fucking, you know, Skellige, Kaer Morhen, all these other areas that you go to in that game, all these interesting quests and story plot developments. Why didn't they just cut those out? Why didn't they just sell it all, you know, bit by bit? They're stupid. Because then they gave us free quests after, you know, the release of this game. Quests, you know, that they were giving out to keep people playing, because this games as a service is smart when he's talking about keeping player retention high by keeping the game constantly going with updates and breathing new life into it. I'm all for that. But what it's going to lead to is cases like Destiny, where they're going to sell you a third of the game. And I can honestly say that, and everyone can say that, because that's out in the open and that's proven. Destiny 1 was a cut, demolished mess of what it resembled just a year before release, right? A year before they made $500 million in pre-order sales and like 53 million extra on fucking goddamn the first month of release. This game has already made over $500 million, right? So this is a company that then in turn delivers, you know, The Dark Below, The House of Wolves, you know, then like this free content drop for the justification for putting the microtransactions in there by using the same excuse that these free-to-play companies do, the same excuse that games like GTA 5 Online do, is a lot of these things are just cosmetics, right? These are just cosmetics. They're not going to affect the gameplay at all. This isn't going to unbalance the thing, nothing like that, but these are just cosmetics. The problem with the only cosmetic argument that I have with the only cosmetic argument is that a lot of the free content that they delivered us were simply a service to, you know, deliver new dances, new emotes, new shit for people to buy, right? So at that point, these cosmetics, these only cosmetic items, this taken armor, these only cosmetic items are the point of the game at that point. If they're saying the point of this expansion, or the Sparrow Racing, you know, is to sell this in the silver boxes, right? Then the cosmetic shit is delivering, deciding the delivery of the content. When you have games like Battleborn come out, and they have, you know, before the goddamn thing is polished with the winter update, before they have the story missions polished out and working properly to where there's no bugs in them, where bosses will stand there, fucking enemies will disappear, and you won't be able to move on with that phase of the fucking horde mode, you know, stop A, stop B, kill shit, don't go to stop C and kill a boss, now you're done. That's basic dumb shit. Before they fix that shit, these motherfuckers have the balls to drop premium skins that you can only purchase within real life money. We're talking about a free-to-play game system that free-to-play games have where you can't earn them for free. I think I have like 3 or 4 skins in Paragon. I've probably only played that game about 50, 60 hours. I've probably got, that's the point. All right? Cosmetics do in fact affect gameplay. They fucking most certainly did in Battleborn. They most certainly do in Destiny. All right? When you have entire trailers dedicated to pre-order bonuses and dances and shit like that, then the cosmetics are certainly fucking affecting the gameplay, everybody. Just make no mistake about that. So that's my problem with games as a service as a whole. I'm gonna wrap this up. Phil, everyone else, it's wrong to tell games like CDPR and by just purchasing Destiny 2, by spending all this money on it with these 200 plus, there's seriously trailers that are dedicated to pre-order bonuses that have an overwhelmingly liked to dislike ratio. Way more likes than dislikes. What the fuck kind of world are we living in where people are like, yay, they are taking something and blocking it off from a percentage of people who are going to purchase this game. If you're smart and you're waiting for a review or something like that, they're now punishing you. They're now telling you, oh, well, you'll be able to get it, but not until 12:05. And there's an interesting bit about items in the trailer being shown, available through the Eververse that a viewer, Julia C., I'm sorry if I didn't mistake your name, Julia C. said, go look at it. And I went and read it, and it says, some items shown in this trailer will be available through the Eververse store. I'm sure it means the dances. I'm almost positive it means the dances. But still, what if they start selling guns? Is that going to affect this like to dislike ratio? I don't think it will, because essentially that is what they're doing with this pre-order bonus. Is they are selling guns to you people with the pre-order bonus that will give you a boost over people who wait and, wait for a review. People who may not have, even known that it existed and come around and they're like, oh, I'm going to buy this. They're immediately punished for being a Bungie customer. What does that fucking tell you? And they're the ones who made billions off of their product. They're the ones who most certainly made billions off of their product. I'm not even going to argue that with anybody. Okay? If they can clear $500 million on the first day or the first month, they made billions. If they're able to do that and then still just be giving you pieces of a game that they cut up long ago, and that is more lucrative and more successful than a game like The Witcher that delivers a complete package day one, gives you meaningful content drops for free, then gives you free content, then gives you a season pass with two DLCs that put together equal a full game, that they give you that for $25. They're dumb. That's why I don't like this idea that Phil has with games as a service. Because that's what it will eventually lead to. It will lead to people saying, well, look, we just if we get an addictive enough gameplay mechanic formula worked out, where if we just work in all of these behavioral game design, things, and we just do it just right, we crack that fucking Activision Bungie code. If we can just crack that code, we will make billions off of selling a full game, for 3+ years now. Anyway, guys, those are my thoughts on games as a service, Phil's article, things like that. Honestly, I don't want that to be the case. I don't want developers that go out of the way, do the extra work, deliver us good, meaningful shit. I don't want them to look like fools. They shouldn't look like fools. People like that should be praised. Those are the companies that should be supported. And games like Destiny and companies like Bungie, I'm sorry, they just don't deserve your support. Like I said, this is a company that has repeatedly said fuck you to their customers. Repeatedly. I've been going on about it for years now. And I've always said in several videos, I said you can go back and watch them all. I always say I just want them to prove me wrong, guys. I want them to shut me up. right? I want them to make all of my friends who defended this to me and still defend this game, I want them to be proven right. I want them to be proven right that Bungie gives a shit about their customers. But then there's dedicated trailers to pre-order bonuses that are immediately a fuck you to any customer who doesn't pre-order this game. That's why I can't stand by this. I can't support anything this company does. I can't defend anything this company has done. Because at this point, it's blatant in your face. And I feel sorry for anyone who's still getting duped by these people. I really do. I feel sorry for you and I love you. And I just hope one day you'll look at this and you'll see it for what it is. It's all just a big fucking lie. Anyway, I love all of you. Take care until next time. Keep kicking ass. And above all, stay smart and remember this.